The Strait of Hormuz, the artery for nearly a fifth of global oil, has become the epicenter of a dangerous geopolitical crisis. As war between Iran, the United States, and Israel intensifies, Tehran is tightening control over this vital route, disrupting tanker flows, shaking markets, and pushing global energy security into uncharted territory. Abbas Araghchi has drawn a hard line, declaring that only Iran and Oman will decide the future of the strait. He insists it lies within their internal waters and that any post-war arrangements will exclude global powers. Tehran says the route is open, but only for those not at war with Iran.
The Strait of Hormuz is in fact located within the internal waters of Iran and Oman, not in international waters. Therefore, it is natural that the interests of Iran and Oman must be considered regarding transit through it. At present, from our perspective, the strait is fully open, but it is closed to ships belonging to countries that are at war with us, which is also natural. In wartime, we cannot allow our enemies to use our internal waters for transit.
Iran is now turning control into leverage. Tankers are negotiating passage, in some cases paying millions for safe transit, while others are turned away. Even major oil buyers have faced disruption before securing deals. What was once a global trade corridor is rapidly becoming a controlled gateway shaped by wartime power and economic pressure. The West is now scrambling to respond. Keir Starmer has announced a 35-nation effort to restore access and secure shipping routes through Hormuz. The coalition aims to revive free navigation through diplomatic and strategic coordination, signaling a growing international pushback against Iran's tightening grip.
First, let me say once again, this is not our war. We will not be drawn into the conflict. That is not in our national interest. And the most effective way we can support the cost of living in Britain is to push for de-escalation in the Middle East and a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, which is such a vital route for energy. To that end, we're exploring each and every diplomatic avenue that is available to us. The Foreign Secretary and the Chancellor have met their counterparts in the G7. The Defence Secretary has been in the Middle East speaking to our partners. And the UK has now brought together 35 nations around our statement of intent to push as one for maritime security across the Gulf. And today I can announce that later this week, the Foreign Secretary will host a meeting that brings those nations together for the first time, where we will assess all viable diplomatic and political measures that we can take to restore freedom of navigation, guarantee the safety of trapped ships and seafarers, and resume the movement of vital commodities. Following that meeting, we will also convene our military planners to look at how we can marshal our capabilities and make the strait accessible and safe after the fighting has stopped.
But divisions are widening within the West. Donald Trump has sharply criticized allies, urging them to act independently and warning the US may not step in. As tensions escalate, the fight over Hormuz is no longer just about oil, but about power, alliances, and control over the global economic order. The Strait of Hormuz is no longer just a passage. It is the front line of a global power struggle.